So it is simplicity itself, and in trusting and observing what's around us, what we're actually feeling, the thoughts, feelings, sensations, we can see more and more of what we truly are, and become aware of the fact that we're so much more than just like a limited body, mind, organism. That we are connected to consciousness, but because we've obviously kind of in a sense forgotten what we truly are, there's just this process of in a sense remembering, not learning, but in a sense being remembering and reminding ourselves of what we know ourselves to be. It's the reason when people come to talks, there's always a real sense of familiarity there, and there's a real sense of like, well, I already know this, and it isn't anything new. Well, of course not, because what's being spoken of is actually you and the way you function, the way you are, and everything stripped away of all obviously these ideas of what people want you to be or what you feel yourself to be, and it can be a very radical, radically honest place to be because nothing can in a sense hide here. Then everything's up for grabs, so to speak, really. So what can happen in there, in that space where you truly are, then a lot of issues, a lot of these limited ideas of what you feel yourself to be are exposed and seen through. And this can be either a pleasant process, or it can be something quite kind of radical, because a lot of people do feel that they've done enough work on themselves, and that they've confronted issues. But what you find is there's always obviously more to reveal. You are in a sense constantly revealing yourself. You're limitless, so to speak, and lifetimes could go, and you still won't discover the depths of what you truly are. And in that place, what happens is there's always this in a sense letting go of that which doesn't support you, and a real radical way of living. It's a very brave way of living, because you do realize that now the stories and the lies you've been telling yourself to play small, you know you've seen through them, and they lose their charge, and you know that it doesn't matter even if you try to hold on to a story, you try to hold on to a lie, or which says you're not what you believe yourself to be, that sooner or later it will get exposed. Because in a sense, in that initial glimpse of seeing yourself, it's a catalyst, and you travel forward, and you don't travel backwards. The moth must fly to the flame doesn't come to the moth. And in that sense, then what happens is just being there and becoming more and more aware of what you are creates, in a sense, a chain reaction which you can't get away from. So when people catch a glimpse of what they truly are, this awakening, what you find is that it starts something whereby they can't, in a sense, go back, because you've seen what reality really, really is, because it's something that is beyond, in a sense, an explanation that the mind can offer up, or we can kind of somehow fancifully explain away. There isn't really words for the actual experience. This is a pointer just like everybody else. You're kind of in a sense saying, what's this? But what this is has to be experienced. It's not something that can be obviously spoken of. And if you look at all the the holy books, the writings of the saints, of the sages, and all these different methods that have cropped up, they're all pointers. They're pointing at something, but that's something that you have to, in a sense, travel towards, or realize in yourself and deepen that realization. So it's a very honest way of living, so to speak, really, and it's also actually quite a courageous way of living as well, of this constantly observing what you truly are. And what a lot of these videos, what a lot of these meetings are all about, is creating that initial agitation, so you can kind of, in a sense, break free of these limited ideas, because a lot of people who are seeking are just beholden to a few ideas that they've given life to, and they believe them to be really real, and yet they're not. They're, in a sense, just ideas. It's like, don't think of the pink elephant in the room, now think of the blue elephant. Thoughts can change that quickly, but sometimes what can happen is we grab hold of a thought, and we feel that that thought, what I mean, is real, and this is about dislodging that. And as you dislodge it, the edifice that it's built up around it crumbles, and as it crumbles, you start seeing more and more of what you are. There's this beautiful picture I once saw on Facebook. It was like of a man, and he's, in a sense, got a chisel in his hand. He's chiseling away, you know, this block around him to reveal what he truly is. And in that sense, what's happening is every time you go to gatherings, every time you watch one of these videos, or you sit there in introspection, you know what I mean, or you sit there and observe what's going on around you, or you trust, once you start seeing glimpses of what's happening around you, then you're seeing more and more of yourself, and you're letting go of that which is just something that you put together in order to supposedly keep you safe. So for those who are going down this way, keep going, because it's something that the Sufi Bazi Bastami once said. Because seekers cannot know this, and yet only seekers get this. So those who travel arrive. So keep traveling, keep looking, keep observing, keep trusting, and you will find that the destination that you're looking for is right here and it's right now.